So what is CrabCon? This is a really long, weird story, but you asked for it, so here we go. I want to shake up the industry.
So this idea of CrabCon came about when Mary Akers was so successful at breeding hermit crabs. She had over 200 of them and needed homes for them. Nobody can keep 200 hermit crabs in their house. And so she needed a place where we could all gather. People from all over the United States and beyond actually could come together to adopt these babies. And that's where Mary Akers, alongside of Crab Street Journal and some of the moderators from the Facebook page that you guys have seen us link to called Land Hermit Crab Owner Societies, or LICOs, they all got together to think of a great idea to bring people from all over the world together to adopt their hermit crabs. You know what? Let's let Mary tell you about it.
So my crabs were making eggs. What was I gonna do? Flush them down the toilet? Throw them down the sink? I mean, that was my other option, and that I didn't like that option. What I wanted to do was get more than 24, because 24 was the number to beat, right? The woman in Germany had 24, and that was this huge success. It was like, oh my God, you saved 20, you got 24 babies to land. So that was my goal, and I got 203. 6, depending on how you count. The most fun part of this whole process was watching the babies watch me.
So you might be asking, why go through all this trouble of breeding hermit crabs in captivity? Why all the money and the time and the study? All of the hermit crabs that you find in pet stores and beach shops come from the wild. They're harvested from the wild, and they are horrifically mistreated. So they go without the water they need, the humidity, the temperature regulation, they go without food, and they are stashed in these horrible conditions until stores purchase them, and then they are stuffed into a burlap sack and mailed off to the stores, where they are oftentimes continued to be poorly cared for, and millions of hermit crabs die every shipment, every harvest. And the only way to stop that is to change the industry, to shut it down. And so that's what the captive bred breeding program is all about.
It's a brutal industry, so I want to shake up the industry, honestly.
The best part of CrabCon 2019 was picking out the babies. So Mary is so awesome. She invited all the adopters over to her house, and she gave us a tour of her crab room where all the magic happens. And then we got to go and see all 200 plus babies crawling around in the little tank. We got to hold them and watch their little personalities so that we could pick out the little babies that we wanted to bring home with us. So another really cool thing that we got to do at CrabCon 2019 was meet all kinds of vendors who made or brought crab safe items for your crab habitat, food that they can eat, shells, safe wood, pottery, all of the things you can possibly ever imagine were right there at CrabCon. Another really cool thing about CrabCon was getting to hear all kinds of different speakers, and especially Mary Akers. She told us all about her breeding attempt, the successes and the failures, and all of the different things that she learned through the whole process. Because again, our hope is to overturn the industry so that we can all become breeders as well. And so it was really neat to see the whole process, as well as hear from a bunch of other people and the best ways to care for our hermit crabs. So the links to those presentations, you can find them down below.
It's history in the making, not to mention all of the hermit crab vendors around here being able to buy shells, different foods, pottery.
Companionship with my fellow crabbers.
My love for hermit crabs, and to meet everybody that feels the same way that I do about hermit crabs, and the baby adoptions.
None of this would have been possible without Mary Akers and her bravery to take on such a big task and have such success. We also are very thankful for all of the time, effort, research, volunteer hours that Lycos and the Crab Street Journal put into changing the hermit crab industry and how we care for our hermit crabs. I have some exciting news for you. CrabCon 2020 is already in the works. So check out the link below where you can book your hotel and start planning for your trip to CrabCon 2020, as well as a link to apply to become an adopter of this year's captive bred babies.
Or come see us next year at the convention and adopt some really special babies that came from a place of love.